On this week's edition of America's Outdoor Journal, we're visiting the northwest corner of Iowa and the magical little town of Lamars. I was fortunate to be joined by a few leaders in the upland game bird industry that have truly made their passion their work. Our group included Mark DeYoung, who's the president of Federal Ammunition, David Robinson with Columbia Sportswear, Tim Christ from Tritronics Dog Collars, and Howard Vincent, the president of Pheasants Forever. So please join me this week, host Al Noraker, as we experience the best of what America has to offer the upland game bird hunter on this week's edition of America's Outdoor Journal. America's Outdoor Journal, brought to you by Gart Sports, Oshman's, and Sport Mart, where your next outdoor adventure begins. When you first enter Lamars, you get an immediate sense for what makes this a great place to live. Friendly smiles are commonplace, courtesy from fellow drivers is expected, and Lamars is the home of Wells Blue Bunny and the ice cream capital of the world. Now, we didn't travel halfway across the country just for the ice cream, but it was certainly a nice bonus. We came here to hunt pheasants. It just so happens that the land we would be hunting on belongs to Dan Wells.
Should be another hot spot right up here on top of this hill and just over to the other side.
All right. Who has been a very active member of Pheasants Forever and is currently the president of the local chapter.
Hand! Dan, you've really got something special here. You've created a fabulous habitat for pheasants.
Yeah, we got a lot of food plots, a lot of weeds, which I think act as a natural pharmacy for pheasants.
I suppose. And of course the cover is incredible for them.
Yeah.
And they seem to be holding tighter with this cold weather and this early snow you've got.
Yeah, this early snow is a real blessing. We've got a lot of corn still in and around us.
I think we got a point right up here, actually.
There's a point.
Rooster!
He's down.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Thank you.
Hand, hand, hand. There's just birds everywhere.
That's a good boy.
Nice job.
That's a
good dog.
Good boys.
Well, Dan, that is
down,
what a fabulous morning. I guess it's like that all the time here, huh?
I wouldn't say that, but we had a good morning.
Well, I know you've worked really hard on creating what we've been hunting here today. Why don't we sit down for a minute, take a little break. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing to create this kind of habitat.
Okay.
I know you've worked really hard out here, and you don't necessarily farm this. What you're really doing is you're managing this property for the perfect pheasant habitat.
Well, we've been working on it for 7 years. Thanks to the government and the Lord himself, we try to plant food plots and heavy cover every year. We just keep working on it every year, a little bit here, a little bit there. Spray them out and mow the lawns, and you know, it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. It's kind of a hobby. This is kind of a hobby farm for me. Got 900 acres out here now.
I understand that you've planted a lot of different grasses, and a lot of that is because of the direction from the Pheasants Forever National Chapter. How many different types of grasses have you planted here?
I've got about 5 different types of prairie grass. Big blue stem, little blue stem, Indian grass, switchgrass, side oats grama.
I know you've also planted alfalfa here, and I guess that's really important for the chicks, is that right?
Yeah, we always plant alfalfa patches. Right now I've been putting sorghum Sudan grass, alfalfa sorghum Sudan grass, so that when the hawks come over, if the chicks are out there eating in the alfalfa, they can run to the sorghum Sudan grass and
right.
get into cover right away.
I understand another real key element is corn.
Yeah, absolutely. Corn, I call it the king of the food plot. I mean, pheasants eat corn. That's what they want, and they're capable of digesting it. And you can actually let a corn food plot go for 3 years if you want to. I always tell people the second year is the most productive year because you've got weeds coming up through that corn. And you got real good hot cover, you got food in there, you got weed seed, you got all kinds of bugs.
Right.
And makes a great habitat for that year.
I also understand that this is one of the strongest chapters anywhere of Pheasants Forever, and I know you folks are real proud of that. A lot of the work that you do is kind of in coordination and under the direction of what Pheasants Forever is looking for.
Yeah, that's true. I've learned a lot from everybody in the club. Right now people are struggling with the same thing I'm struggling with, how to get rid of brome grass and put in heavier grass. And what I tell people is the best way to do it is farm it out, you know, just
Sure.
put in crop and spray over it and get rid of that brome and then come behind it and plant with prairie grass later.
Yeah.
So, and thank you.
Thanks again for your
Yes, sir.
help.
Thank you.
Come on, Cookie, let's go get something to eat. All right.
Remember, products we use in the show are available at Guard Sports, Oshman's, and Sport Mart.
Good dog. So Howard, did you grow up as a hunter?
I did. My father introduced me to grouse hunting,
Yeah.
quite a ways from the pheasant range, but kind of instilled that desire to want to get out in the woods. And,
Yeah. Isn't that great?
This is just a beautiful, beautiful setting here for
Hasn't
pheasants.
Dan done a great job?
And what's magic about what Dan has done is he's brought all the components
Right.
together. He's got his food plot, he's got nesting cover, he's got some good cover for winter. This is really the Pheasants Forever story. We work with private landowners to do that, to just take probably production land that never should have been farmed to begin with and put it into wildlife habitat, try to put a native
Right.
cover on it and let the birds and wildlife come back. Now this is where you're going to get in some transition between corn and some of the brome grass out
Right.
here, and that's really where you can hold some birds and they'll stay a little bit tighter and they like
Yeah.
to break out anytime you transition between the cover here.
We'll
So-
just hope that they don't come out the other side before we get through.
Oh, they're wily. Pheasants, I think eventually they're going to probably evolve right out of wings.
Yeah.
They
That's
love
why
to
we got
run.
these great dogs along today.
You couldn't do it without a really
No.
good dog work.
Now they do a fabulous job. It's a great hill right up here.
There we go. There's going to be birds there.
Oh yeah. Hen! I wouldn't have shot.
Good call. Here we go. Got a point here. Hen. Good dog. Good dog. Good. Hen. Hen. Dogs are working. There's a rooster.
Oh, nice shot.
Dead bird.
Dave, quick hands. Nice job, buddy. Well, Howard, I guess the first thing I want to say is happy anniversary,
Thank you.
because
Thank
I
you.
understand this is the 20th anniversary for Pheasants Forever.
Exactly.
What a fabulous organization. And of course, here in Lamar's, Iowa, you've got one of your strongest chapters any place in the country.
Yes, the Plymouth County chapter is one of our best chapters in the country, and honestly, there's 600 of them around the country. It's the volunteers who are really the heroes in this organization. We've got 25,000 projects that have taken place annually, and
Wow.
Dan is one of those people who have really seen the message.
Yeah, that's
Love
incredible.
that.
Last night at dinner, you told me that 92 cents out of every dollar that is raised goes right back into the local chapters to actually develop premier pheasant habitat across the country. That's an amazing number.
That's right. Pheasants Forever is really the most efficient wildlife organization in the country.
Really?
Because of our volunteer base, with our volunteers doing the mission and putting those dollars in the ground. If we can raise a dollar, 92 cents will go directly toward mission and education.
That's fabulous.
They know best where to spend those dollars, whether it's a tree planting for winter cover, whether it's nesting cover, or whether it's sponsoring youth through our Ringnecks program and putting on mentor hunts.
Right. Excellent. Now, if a local area wanted to get involved in Pheasants Forever, what's the best way for them to get started with their own organization?
Probably the easiest thing would be to call us at the national office. There's a 1-800 number, and we would put you in touch with one of our wildlife biologists.
I know that the people here are very excited to have you come, and they've got a big auction planned and a dinner, and all the benefits are going to go right back to Pheasants Forever.
That's right.
But I have one more little surprise for you, and that's our friends at Beretta USA have sent a little prize along for you.
Outstanding.
Let me grab it just a second. Now, Howard, this is a sweet gun. This is a gun that I've been shooting for a while. This is the Beretta White Wing, and they've sent an extra one along, and they'd really like you to shoot it the rest of the afternoon.
Outstanding.
What do you think?
I think
It's
I'm
a
a
great
lucky
gun. The
man.
pointability is wonderful, feels great in the hand, and I think you'll get used to it real quick. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go get mine and head back out in the field.
I would love to give this gun a shot.
All right, let's go.
do it.
All right. What a great day. Look at all the habitat. We haven't even covered this stuff out here yet. Hen! There was certainly some in here.
Cover's a little thicker.
Yeah.
It's got
They
some
really
corn,
like this.
corn still standing in it too.
Yeah, some old corn down here. Look at how thick that is.
They ought to be in there.
Beautiful.
And couple of whitetails.
Well, Mark, you having fun?
Having a great time.
It's pretty
Having a
nice
great
out
time.
here.
Just don't get out and do this often enough.
I know, it seems like we all get working so hard that
You realize when you get out and do this how important it is to you, how much you enjoy it.
It really is.
And you just need to make the time to do it.
Rooster! Nice shot.
Hey, finally got one. Nice shot. Thank you.
Hey, Mark.
Shot out.
Thank you very much. That was a nice double, huh?
A lot of fun, thank you.
Another great day in Iowa. Mark DeYoung from Federal, thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming. And I know that your company really believes that in the long term, the work that you're able to do on the conservation side to continue to improve habitat is good not only for your business, but for the industry as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Federal Cartridge has been a sponsor, a proud sponsor of Pheasants Forever now for 11 years. And in that time, you can see the packaging we've done to promote conservation.
Right.
Not only Pheasants Forever, but really all major conservation opportunities. Federal backs that, putting money back into the sport that generates the income to support the business, as you said. And we've been able to generate about $250,000 over that time, which has gone back into Pheasants Forever to support the habitat programs and the kind of good work that Pheasants Forever does for the sportsmen.
One thing that I'm very impressed with your company is that in addition to the conservation side, you've spent a lot of time and energy with the youth of America, making sure that the youth get involved in the hunting and shooting sports as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We support several youth hunter programs, 4-H programs, training and gun safety programs for youth hunters. Personally, I have 2 boys coming up in the sport who enjoy hunting. I grew up with my father in the field hunting and have a lot of fond memories of that I think is important for the next generation. There's nothing better than time in the field with your kids, whether they be sons or daughters. It's a great opportunity, and I've had both behind a gun teaching to shoot and hunt, and it's some of the best memories I have as a child were with my dad doing that, and I'm trying to make sure we build those memories again in the sport. It's a great sport.
It sure is. In addition to manufacturing some of the best shot shells in the world, Federal is really known for their premium center fire rifle cartridges as well.
Mm-hmm. And we have done I think some pretty amazing things and really changed the entire evolution of the industry on center fire rifle by introducing different bullet projectile types into center fire rifle ammunition for the hunter or for the target shooter or for the plinker for that matter, with a full line.
Well, we've got some wonderful conditions here, and I think it's time that we get back out in the field and give this ammunition a shot.
Let's go do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Great.
Remember, products we use in the show are available at Guard Sports, Oshman's, and Sportmart.
Rooster!
Uh-oh. Dead
Nice
bird.
shot. You've made a nice shot. Good job. Let's get him. Well, Dave, we've come a long way from Oregon to do some
I'd say
pheasant
it's
hunting.
worth the trip though, wouldn't you?
Oh, man. Now, you've been with Columbia for how long?
Oh, about 8 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a long time. The company's just fabulous. I love the new hunting apparel.
Thank you. We've got a good group over there putting things together.
Yeah, it's really, not only is it quality stuff, but it's so functional.
Well, I always tell everybody it's just as important to keep the water out as it is to keep it moving out.
Yeah, that's right.
From the inside, because we've been sweating. This is,
There's been some hiking.
man,
Whew, I'm out of breath.
we have covered some miles. I figured that we walked about 5 miles on that little deal.
You know, after they let us off, we went
Yeah.
2 mile section and then 1 mile and then 2 miles back.
Yeah. Well, it's not that it's so hilly here to make it hard hiking, but that cover is so thick when it's above your head in a lot of places and matted down, you got to kick your way through it.
Yeah, it was. I've been complaining about the lack of cover everywhere ever since I started hunting, and
Yeah.
I never said it one time. You never heard me complain once.
I didn't hear you complaining about
Look
that.
at this
no.
stuff. There,
No.
You know, there's a lot of raptors here. There's a lot of hawks, but there's so much top cover. These birds are protected, and they don't even seem to bother.
You know, obviously we've had a great time, and all the other guys have had a great time on this trip. Probably the only thing that I miss is not having my 2 boys here,
Yeah.
you know, to share this. because
Exactly.
It would just make it that much more special.
And I would like to have my hunting dog here too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because we had some great dog work, and these guys, you know, these pointing labs,
Isn't that something?
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we had some good pointer work from the other dogs, and
Right.
and Dan's dog, his 11-year-old German Shorthair.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so much fun. That
Isn't
first
that-
morning, that dog was locked up, and that was 15 hens in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm just, oh man, I was just like a little kid. Where are the cockbirds?
Yeah, I know. You just can't wait for them to come out.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's more birds out here,
Yeah.
and we got a couple hours of light left, and I'm going to make the best of it. How about you?
Yeah, I think I can make one more hill.
Okay.
You guys are
go
trying
do
to
it.
kill me, but you haven't done it yet. I don't think you're going to get it done.
I sure appreciate you coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And I look
This is
forward to hunting
great.
with you in
Yeah,
Oregon.
appreciate it, man.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
go do it. Tim, rooster! Good shot. Nice job, buddy. Well, Tim, we sure appreciate you coming along.
This has been great.
Yeah, it's been an awesome hunt. We've had some awesome dogs. Hank Tritz has done a fabulous job getting these dogs ready for this hunt. He's been doing it for about 15 years. I see that he's using a collar from your company, Tritronics, and I understand this is the Upland Special XL. Talk to me a little bit about the features that this particular unit has.
That's right, Al. These are great dogs. These are pointing labs. So we've got a pointing dog collar on them. This beeper has an on-off button on the back. You just push on, off. A lot better than the old one used to be. It also has an indicator light on top to let you know when it's on. Because one of the other features is you can remotely turn the beeper on and off. The other nice thing about this beeper is there's 4 different range modes. So if you're hunting with multiple dogs like we were today, set one dog for each range mode, then you know which dog's where. There's also 2 point modes. You can kind of tell which dog's on what point. And there's a hawk scream mode that's pretty popular right now. It sounds fairly realistic, and it's been a good seller for us.
Now, dogs like this really don't need a lot of correction, but I understand there's a number of different levels.
Well, that's right. This particular collar has 2 momentary buttons, the black buttons, and 1 continuous button. Labs would be typically more of a continuous type of correction, but for softer dogs like pointers, more sensitive dogs, just a single nick here will get their attention but not break through and destroy their concentration on looking for birds.
Yeah.
The other nice thing is when the dog's working normally, you can work him at a low level with the lower button. But as he runs into prey drive, say he's chasing a deer towards a highway, you can immediately step it up with a medium or 2 together, a high, and that will immediately stop a dog when it's going through its prey drive cycle.
Right. Well, what I really like about this in heavy cover, when in many cases we couldn't even see the dogs working today. It was so thick. And the beeper is a valuable tool. Tim, I'm really glad you were able to come out here, and I've learned a lot about dogs, and I've learned a lot about the equipment that it takes to turn them into great dogs.
This has been great.
Getting a little brisk. I think it's about time for dinner. It's about time to head to the barn, huh?
I'm ready.
Appreciate you coming. Thanks.
Sure.
So if you ever have an opportunity to drive through the town of Lamars, Iowa, take a minute to tell someone that you appreciate their passion for our sport and for their efforts to keep it strong. And whatever you do, don't leave town until you stop by the Wells Blue Bunny Visitor Center for some of the best ice cream on this planet. This week's show has been very special to everyone here at America's Outdoor Journal, and I'd like to say a special thanks to Beretta USA Firearms, Federal Ammunition, Tritronics Dog Collars, and certainly Columbia Sportswear for their generous contributions and product innovations that really help ensure that our sport has a bright future. For more information on how you can get involved with the Pheasants Forever organization or even create your own chapter in your local area, please call their toll-free number at 877-773-2070, or you can check out the website at pheasantsforever.org. This is Al Noraker for America's Outdoor Journal. Join us next week as we continue our search for the next great adventure.